Hey there. Thanks for joining in today. I have a special guest. Her name is Kim, and she's all the way from North Carolina. She's sitting outside enjoying this nice weather, but she has been a client of mine and now a graduate in my 16-week menopause weight loss coaching program. And so I was super excited to share her story. Thank you, Kim, for joining in today. So, if you wouldn't mind just starting, Kim, why did you decide to join my program? What was going on for you?
Well, I had just been gaining weight slowly. I don't even think I really realized it was happening. My weight just on the scale had gotten to a number I never could imagine myself weighing. And of course, I had that belly problem that I seemed like no matter what I do, I couldn't get rid of it. And so I just came across your page on Facebook and was kind of intrigued, and it kind of resonated with me. So I really joined with the hopes of losing weight and, you know, getting it under control, I guess you could say.
Which is so awesome. It's been so much fun working together, and I'm so happy that you found me and reached out. And I
Yeah.
love the goals that you had in mind, not only with the weight, but that uncomfortable belly. I feel like so many of us, we hit that menopause years and that belly fat, it just comes on. And sometimes it's overnight, sometimes it's gradual, more gradual. What do you find was your biggest frustration with that weight gain in the belly?
Well, just that it kept creeping up, I would see tips, oh, lose weight by the old move more, eat less, which made perfect sense to me. And so I would do that. But I mean, I never had a weight problem growing up, really never. So it was weird to me. And now it just was so frustrating to see that even when I would do the moving more and eating less and drinking more water and this and that, it would be like almost for a while there, it seemed like every time I got on the scale, it was up another pound, no matter what I did, and it was very frustrating. And then I think right about when I had about had it with that, I happened to have a side view of the belly, and I thought it's not just down there, but it was up, and I thought something has to change here. So like I say, when I heard what you had to say about it being related to menopause, I thought, well, maybe I need a new strategy here. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and I tell you, years ago, and still even recently, I've been hearing experts or social media of people saying, just move more and eat less, right? I still hear that, but it's such old school now. And that's just not the truth anymore, even though it sounds like it should work. And I think that's why we were convinced for years that that would be the key, but we are finding that it's not, especially in these menopause years, that we do need to eat differently and move differently for our bodies. We require different nutrition and different exercise at this phase in our life. And a lot of this we just haven't been taught. Like we didn't know this until more recently over the past 5 years or so.
mm,
Um, so even though exercise more and eat less sounds like it would be the right thing, it just is not. And you did that, right? Like you got to the point you were just stuck because the weight just was creeping up.
yeah.
um, what were you hoping to accomplish when we started working together?
Well, I kind of picked a number out of the air of how much weight I wanted to lose, thinking that would probably get me where I wanted to be. And so I wrote down that number, and hoped that would also mean the worst, all of the belly fat, or at least most of it, would disappear.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And did you accomplish that goal that you set out to do?
yes, yes, I did accomplish it, and it would have been a total of 12 pounds, is what I thought, but I am now down 17 pounds. And the belly is pretty much gone. It's not totally gone, but it's I can live with this happily.
Yeah, that's so exciting to be able, and not many women will that I work together that, have a goal and then way exceed it, right? Like you just were like, okay, I like what I'm seeing, I like what I'm feeling, but I'm still not at that point that I'm happy with the way I'm seeing and feeling. And so I know that's why you wanted to work on, well, grab those extra 5 pounds and continue on a little bit more weight loss. And I think what we ran into too for you, Kim, is, which is also very common, that a lot of my clients that I've worked with, similar in your story, that will lose the weight and are now at the weight that felt like they would be comfortable at, but our body composition. So it's not all about the weight, right? The scale is a great tool and it shows us some of the information, but I feel like just as important is the body composition. Our body composition has changed so much after menopause that we're losing muscle mass, we're gaining fat. And so the weight on the scale only tells the one story. So looking at that body composition and how we can get stronger and build back that muscle mass so then we can continue losing the body fat, especially around the belly, that's not the healthiest fat for us, that visceral fat. And
Yeah.
that's what you've exactly been doing. I tell you, towards the end of the program, you really got serious about lifting weights, reach enough how important it is to pick up weights. And a lot of us either have never picked up weights or maybe just don't feel comfortable because we've not been to the gym since our 20s, right? And so I love, inside our group, we do a lot of fun challenges, and I think we were doing like a 6-week progressive overload strength challenge where I would say most of the women were doing the strength challenge in their homes, in their comfort of the homes. But I always encourage women to lift heavy because we want to really overload those muscles to then be able to build muscle. Would you mind sharing what your experience was like through the 16 weeks through my program?
Sure. Oh, it was, I really didn't have any idea what to expect when I signed up because I've never done anything like this. But it was wonderful. I mean, it was so in depth, and I learned so much. And I mean, right from day one of drinking half my body weight in water and tracking what I ate, because, I'd always heard, oh, you should eat so much food. And sometimes I couldn't figure out, well, how do you even figure that out if you don't have like a scale? Really amazed at how quickly just doing those things I started to notice weight coming off. And that was so encouraging to see that happen relatively easily, that it was just like, was constantly blown away by how that all fit together. And the the meetings we'd have every week, I still remember in the very beginning, you kind of coaching me through going to a neighborhood get together and not hurting people's feelings because they didn't eat what they
I
brought.
remember that. Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
um and I just, it helped, because then when I went, I just had that in my mind and just kind of stuck to the plan. And so it was just, I can't say enough good things about it. And your support, just, I think you listen so well and you understand what our concerns or questions are, and it isn't just like a quick answer, and it's like you I don't remember how you say that. Let's dig into it more or something. But
Yep.
it's so helpful because sometimes it's I don't know, it's just easy to think, well, I'm not having any dessert and I'm still weigh this, or little things like that. I think we kind of beat ourselves up for. We don't understand how maybe just a little tweaking or something could help, but just uh, fabulous. My experience was everything was more than I could have ever imagined, and I just feel like it wasn't just I did what the program told me to and I lost weight and that's it. At first, I kept thinking, oh, when it's over, I'm already like fearful of is that going to happen? All the weight's going to come back. And but I now see after graduating and even before I graduated that it was just learning what needs to be done, learning how to do it, and given the boost and um, that it can be done. And anytime there was a question, you were right there to help us out. And then having the weekly meetings with all the other members helps because we're all going through it together and have similar questions. And so I can't say enough good things about my experience. I'm so
Yeah.
glad, thankful for you creating this program, and glad I just happened to see you on Facebook one day.
Yeah, yeah. That's the part I love about social media is the connection, right? We would have never ran into each other ever, probably. We live in different states, and
Yes,
that's something that we wouldn't have run into each other unless through social media. So that's the fun part about social media, YouTube,
yeah.
Facebook, because it's of that connection piece. And so would you talk more on the group coaching sessions weekly? Were you nervous about getting into a group of other women that you didn't know? Or like, tell me your experience about that a little bit.
Well, at first I was a little, especially when it
Uh-huh.
was my turn to talk because stage fright, I guess. But I I got over that quickly because as I said, it was just so apparent that we were all there for the same reasons, and some had been in the program longer. So, you know, um, some of the things I had questions on between everybody, I seem to get answers, or like a big one that seems to come up is when we have to travel for the first time and we're all a little afraid we're going to eat the wrong things.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of good tips for the first time I traveled, and um,
So much fun being around other women that are in menopause, that are also losing weight, working at a whole food, mostly plant diet, right? But also eating animal protein if you choose, but being able to have that support of other women on the same page. We're all in this to try to get healthy, each and every one of us. And so to have that support and that connection and that encouragement from each other and like meeting friends and just having that accountability through the group, I think is so much fun to watch too.
yeah,
um, how do
exactly.
you feel this time together through my program? How has this changed your health? How has it impacted your life, especially here in retirement now? Would you speak to that?
I think that I was, I think it just gave me more confidence to go through the program and know that I could succeed, because I just had my doubts that because I didn't know what I was getting into really.
Sure.
I kept thinking, I'll probably lose some weight, but I don't know that I'll. But as it went on and it happened, and it just really made me feel better about myself and like deep seated, like I can stick with it, like it's almost a new me. And far as I know, my health was pretty good when I started this, but I have to think it's probably even better now. And energy. I feel like I have a lot of energy, and so yeah, it's
That's awesome. And how has your weight loss journey? I feel like this has been a journey of transformation too, right? Where you become this new Kim, just this lighter Kim that has more energy. You're healthier. Not that you weren't healthy before, but just at a healthier weight and feeling healthier too. How has this affected, or has this affected any other areas of your life through your weight loss journey?
um well, I think mostly just there's almost like to this. I mean, I was perfectly happy before, but I realize I'm even more happy with little things like going to the doctor when you get on the scale. I feel good. I'm the
Good.
only one to know,
Yes.
but just little
Yes.
victories, or I realized that there was body parts that I was kind of hiding and dreading the heck out of putting on a bathing suit. I don't love it at my age, but I feel like more comfortable, and I think it makes me just feel a little more like I want to get out and participate in things, and not that I was hiding, but kind of just didn't like, especially that belly, and um wearing pants that don't feel like they're strangling me.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exciting when you want to get out and do more, right? I think you even shared in our group that you, um, sometime this summer, you had a fun lake day with your grandson and you slid down like the slide.
Yes.
Fun. How fun that one, you were in your bathing suit and you were out there and just having fun and not having to worry about your weight, you know,
Right.
getting out there and doing it.
Yeah, yeah. That's, you as you get older, especially, and you think, well, I'm not getting any younger, and so I want to participate in my life and not feel, like ashamed of how I look or hiding because of things that I don't like. And so I think it just a whole general feeling better about myself, more confidence, more energy, and I think all that combined just makes you kind of content and happy. Makes me feel very encouraged to continue with a healthy lifestyle.
When you have a spouse that is on board, is eating the same foods that you are, and you guys are on this together, right? Like just this healthy version now that you both are retired. So that's
Yeah,
fun. That's fun for you
yeah.
guys. I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Kim, would you recommend my program to somebody else?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Why?
Anybody who, like I said, when I found you on Facebook and listened, I think I watched some of your YouTube videos, and I saw where I could call you, or however we first met.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it felt kind of weird. Like, I mean, I could tell you were genuine. I wasn't worried about anything like that, but um, I just it was just something so different for me. But when we had that first call, I mean, everything you said to me just resonated and sounded like I want to try this. And yes, if I were to talk to anybody who had any weight loss or, wanted to lose weight, especially in the menopause years, I would, yes, in a minute, recommend your program.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Kim. And what would you tell that woman who maybe has been following me for a while and is kind of on the fence about starting coaching with me? What would you tell that woman who wasn't quite sure?
Well, I would tell her to just do it. But
Love
I just think you've created a very successful and doable program, especially if you truly want to lose the weight, and it's not anything like, you gotta eat a bunch of weird food or deprive yourself of all sorts of things.
Yeah,
But again, I just feel like you have such a ability to listen to us and um, help us work through our problems and questions and concerns. And I just, yes, if if anybody at all had any doubts, I would just say you won't be sorry. Just sign up.
sign up and do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Kim, I so appreciate you doing this interview with me. Thank you for giving up your time, especially when the weather's so beautiful out there. I'm glad you're enjoying the outside. I'm jealous. I wish I was outside too. I'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this interview and just encouraging and sharing your story with other women. You are so inspiring to me. I know you will inspire other women. So I appreciate your time. And if you are like Kim and you are stuck and struggling and want to work on that weight loss, but not as a fad diet, not as a quick fix, if you're ready to not only lose the weight, but want to create a healthy lifestyle, go ahead and schedule your free one-on-one coaching call with me, and I will share that in the show notes below. And I'll be excited to talk with you and make your story as successful as Kim's story. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.